What do you mean a YouTuber is facing 10 years for derailing a train? What the fuck?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my freaking god! Oh my god, are they okay?
Well, a teenager was just accused for derailing a train for a YouTube video. That was definitely not on my 2024 bingo card, but let's
2024? 5 months ago? Oh my
be
god.
real. Not a lot of the other stuff was either. But today we're gonna take a look at the YouTube channel called Capital City Rail Productions, which is a small train spotting channel ran by a teenager in Nebraska. And allegedly, he wasn't only spotting, he was getting his hands a little dirty as well. Because in April of 2024, in Bennett, Nebraska, a train went onto the wrong track and collided with a standstill cart, causing the train to derail. This YouTuber was conveniently there in the middle of nowhere with his camera set up on a tripod to film it all. Unfortunately, the derailment caused about $350,000 in damages, which sounds low. I would assume it would be way higher if you derail a train. But naturally, the teenager uploaded a whole video of this, and this is what he said happened.
I would like to take the time to set the stage for the fateful incident that we will be discussing today. On Sunday, April 21st, just after 7 p.m., a empty Arbor coal train was heading back from the Nebraska City power plant. As it passed through Bennett, it had a defective coal car that it needed to be taken out of the train. The crew decides to place it in the rip track just inside of Bennett, going across the main road, between the grain elevator and the main railroad crossing.
Okay, so I had to look up what these terms actually mean, but a rip track is a repair and place track. That is not the main or normal track, so what the prosecutors are alleging here is that the YouTuber did this. I couldn't really think of a better way to explain it than this trolley problem meme, but in this case, just ignore the people. Top one is the rip track, bottom one is the normal or the main track. YouTuber allegedly flipped the switch and moved the main train onto the rip track instead of letting it continue down the main track, and because it went onto the rip track, collided with that empty cart. What an incredibly stupid thing to do. Like, what is the upside here? A viral YouTube video? I guess that is the upside for a lot of the people we cover here, but still, the bar's low. I didn't realize we're just gonna keep going lower. But obviously, his story is a little bit different though, so let's hear what he has to say.
The crew did this and set a switch in a manner that they can park the car, set up a portable derailleur, and then continue their journey. Unbeknownst to them, they completely neglected to reset the switch to its original position.
How would he know that? One would hope there's some protocols there to avoid that, but the fact that it happened in the first place shows that there's some things to address here.
On the evening of Monday the 22nd, just after 5 p.m., as I was driving home from work along Highway 2, there was a loaded Arbor that I spotted. The train came into Bennett just after 6 p.m. Unbeknownst to the crew of the loaded Arbor coal train, the switch was still set incorrectly. Meanwhile, the parked defective coal car remained stationary on its correct track as the loaded Arbor speeds along its route. It hurls towards the coal car, and with a deafening crash, the two trains collide, sending shock waves through the tranquil town. Despite the chaos, miraculous...
Okay, I seen the video of the possible derailment, buddy. That wasn't that small little bump collision did not look like a whole shockwave could have been sent off. Stop making it over dramatic, buddy.
The crew emerges from the collision completely unharmed, though undoubtedly shaken by the ordeal.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably horrifying as a conductor. Suddenly you just veer off the main track. It's not like you could just stop a freight train on a dime. But that was the teenager's side of the story, and obviously the train crashes, which he filmed.
Oh my freaking god! Oh my god, are they okay? Oh my god. Okay, so this Arbor just hit a defective car, apparently, and is now on the ground. Badly. Here. Switch was thrown wrong. It looks like they hit a derail or something.
Again, how does he know this on the spot? I get that he probably lives for trains and it's not impossible for him to know, but it's definitely suspicious. And that's exactly what the prosecutors thought as well. So here in an NBC News article, it says a Nebraska teenager has been charged with 2 felony counts of criminal mischief after he was accused of causing a train to derail. Recording the
criminal mischief, time sentence, Nebraska. $5,000 in loss. It said felony, right? Yeah. So 2 felony. Shut up. 2 felony counts. So 10K and let me guess. I don't know how much time that is, but hey.
Crash and posting the video on YouTube, according to court records. The 17-year-old was charged in Lancaster County Juvenile Court on Wednesday, but prosecutors have filed a motion to have the case transferred to adult court. That would be really bad for him. An investigator with BNSF Railway said in court documents that the teenager alerted authorities to the derailment and asked the investigator who arrived what caused the crash. He is accused of tampering with a rail and causing 2 locomotives and 5 loaded BNSF cars to jump the rails in Bennett on April 21st. My birthday, let's go. So I was celebrating my 27th birthday, and this kid was derailing trains in Nebraska. The more you know. While the rail cars remain upright, one crashed into an empty coal car, causing $350,000 in damage. An investigator for the rail company said in court records, the train conductor told a BNSF investigator that the misaligned switch led to the crash, and the padlock that was supposed to be attached to the switch was missing. You're telling me a switch to derail a train is guarded with a padlock? Okay, we'll get back to that. The teenager who reported the derailment to authorities approached an investigator after the crash and asked what caused it. When the investigator said it was undetermined, he responded that
wait, are all switches hit with a padlock? Like, I don't like. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like the amount of times I've been like, there's a set of train tracks like down the street from my house, not too far, and I was like, it's in like easable walking distance, and that line those tracks don't get used at all. I think that that line of track doesn't get used at all, and there's a switch there, and I was like, oh, one day I just want to switch the track, I just want to see it in motion. I want to do it myself because I'm a train nigga, right? So I'm like, okay, but if they're guarded with padlocks, then well, I guess I'm not doing it. But then again, like I said, that track is not being used, so it might not even be guarded anymore. Who knows?
Obviously, a switch was flipped the wrong way. According to court records, he told the investigator that he was a train enthusiast and showed him the video he had shot of the derailment. The teen denied trespassing in the area and tampering with the switch, but the investigator pointed out the documents that he knew where the switch was and how it worked. Naturally, authorities.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, like anyone, if you know trains, you know how shits work. I've come on now. If you know train, just because someone knows what it is doesn't make them automatically suspicious, especially if you're like knee deep in trains. Come on, guys. Let's not play that card, okay?
Later discovered that a tripod had been set up near the accident site just 4 minutes before the train derailed. 4 minutes. So it's not like he was there all day. 4 minutes before the crash. This is not looking good, but it's about to get worse for him. So I found another article that goes a little bit more into detail. When authorities said they did not know the cause of the derailment, the boy said obviously a switch was flipped the wrong way. An investigator with BNSF Railway found the padlock supposed to be attached to the switch was missing, indicating tampering. But 3 days later, a BNSF investigator obtained CCTV footage showing a 1996 Buick Park Avenue in the vicinity with the same teenager walking towards the switch at the south end of the tracks. According to the affidavit, the teen was later recorded returning to his vehicle. Okay, so they have him 3 days prior to the event, going up to the switch and I guess messing around with it. Then they have him 4 minutes before the train wreck, him setting up his tripod and camera, aiming it at the correct spot. It doesn't.
Okay, if you got the CCTV footage, then doesn't it show like everything.
Look good for him at all. Okay, so they're currently filing a motion to transfer the case to adult court, and if they succeed in doing so, his punishment can increase substantially. So if they actually succeed, it's up to a $20,000 fine, the cost of the damages, and up to 20 years in prison for each.
Damn, 20 years and 20 years and $20,000
count. Currently, he's facing 2 times criminal mischief charges, which each can result in a fine up to $125,000.
So let's add 125 to that 20, so $145,000 in 20 years.
And or up to 5 years in prison for each count. So
okay, so 20, 30, possible of 30 years plus $145,000 in fines. Oh fuck.
oh, my understanding is he's currently facing 10 years in prison currently. But my main question is, how can this happen? How is it so easy to derail a train? It is the same difficulty, apparently, to derail a train as it is to steal a bike if it's all protected by a padlock. Like a $30 trip to Home Depot for some cutters, and just like that, you can apparently derail a train? Really? Clearly, we're living in way more of a trust-based society than we realize. Like, we're just gonna trust that some train enthusiast kid isn't gonna go derail a train. Thankfully, it wasn't a passenger train. That could have been a whole lot worse. Now, I'm surprised there's not more security on key infrastructure like that, especially around our railroads. There have been quite a few rail derailings now that have really like started to show and expose how outdated our rail infrastructure is. So maybe we need to start updating that sooner than later. If not, apparently the train enthusiast kids are gonna keep derailing our trains. I say that like it's happened before. No, I haven't seen that headline before. Normally a train just derails from outdated tracks, from what I can tell. Most common way for trains to derail. Yeah, the most common reason for derailing is broken or cracked rails. Then you have road vehicles at level crossings, and then third place is malicious persons placing materials on the rails. So what's actually not listed here is train enthusiast kids flipping the switch, throwing the train onto the rip track.
Oh my god!
So hopefully this is an isolated incident and more don't come. But yes, before you ask, currently working on the Mr. Beast video.
Okay, sorry. I saw that and I was like, "Hey, yo, what do you mean, Brody? What do you mean, Brody is you know, doing stuff to he caused the train to derail?" Okay, look, I gotta piss real quick. So while I piss, chat, please enjoy this video of the best moments of 2024. Daily dose, everybody. Daily dose, everybody. Daily dose, everybody. Okay, daily dose. We love daily dose. Okay. 1 second, please.